Plastic pedals are the most common type of pedals found on bikes. This is because they are much cheaper to produce and more affordable than their aluminium counterparts. To keep your plastic pedals working well, you should service them on a regular basis. But if you notice the axle feels loose, or the pedals aren't spinning smoothly, it's a sign they need some attention. Anatomy of plastic bike pedals. Pedal platform, axle, top nut and cone. The size of a cone and nut can vary across different plastic pedals. Washer. Some plastic pedals will have a washer fitted between the cone and the nut. The whole of the washer has two flat sides. The washer prevents the cone from spinning when the nut is tightened against it. Bearings. The size and quantity of ball bearings can vary across different plastic pedals. End cap. Tools required. Vise or a 15mm spanner. Useful to hold the axle in place when servicing the pedal. Vise insert. Helps clamp the pedal's axle without damaging the thread. Correct size sockets and a socket spanner. Small flathead screwdriver or pin. Regular size flathead screwdriver. Long nose pliers. Grease. The greaser. Magnetic pickup tool. Cloth or paper towel. Servicing the pedal. Remove the pedal from the crank, and if you use a vise, clamp the axle in a vise insert. Use a small flathead screwdriver or the pin to lift the top cap and remove it from the pedal. If you don't have a vise, then fit a 15mm spanner on the axle. Place the correct size socket in a top nut and unscrew it anti-clockwise. Once unscrewed, you can use long nose pliers to remove it from the pedal. If there's a washer, use long nose pliers to remove it from the axle. Now use the correct socket to remove the cone. If you can't find the correct socket or it doesn't fit, you can place a flathead screwdriver between the cone and the pedal and turn it anti-clockwise. Inside the bearing cup in the pedal, you will find a set of loose ball bearings. If you plan to reuse them, use long nose pliers to remove them. You can use a magnetic pickup tool if you plan to replace them with new bearings. Count the amount of ball bearings. There are usually 11 larger 532-inch bearings or 13 smaller 1/8-inch bearings. Turn the pedal upside down and remove the axle. Pick up all the bearings from the axle and the platform and count them. Clean the cone and bearings and inspect them for wear. If any of the parts show excessive wear, then you might need to consider replacing the pedals. Measure the bearings. You can do this by using vernier calipers or by using a ball bearing measuring tool. Clean the bottom bearing cup and add some grease inside. Fit the correct amount of ball bearings. Add a bit more grease on the top. Turn the pedal platform clean the bearing cup and add some grease. Fit the correct amount of ball bearings. And add a bit more grease on the top. If you're using the vise, then clamp the axle again. Slide the pedal platform over the axle. If you're not using a vise, then place a 15mm spanner on the axle to hold it securely in place. For pedals with a washer, screw the cone until it slightly touches the bearings. Spin the pedal platform and adjust the cone until the pedal moves smoothly without play. Fit the washer. Now screw the top nut until it locks itself against the washer and the cone. Test if the pedal moves freely without play. If there's play in the pedal, then undo the top nut slightly. Turn the cone a quarter of a turn clockwise and tighten the lock nut. Check the pedal and repeat the process until you're happy. If the pedal doesn't spin smoothly, then undo the nut slightly. Turn the cone anti-clockwise quarter of a turn and tighten the top nut. Test the pedal and repeat the process until you're satisfied. For pedals without a washer, place the cone on the axle and screw it in slightly, leaving enough thread for the lock nut. Screw the lock nut until it touches the cone. Place the flathead screwdriver in between the cone and the pedal. While holding the cone in place, use the correct socket to tighten the lock nut against the cone. Once locked, remove the screwdriver and carry on screwing in the lock nut. During this process, spin the platform from time to time to make sure that it turns smoothly without play. Continue the process until you're happy. If you went too far and the pedal feels too tight, then you will have to undo the lock nut and the cone and repeat the whole process until it feels right. Refit the end cap. And that's it! You have successfully serviced your plastic pedals. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to let me know in the comments below how you got on servicing your plastic pedals. If you want to support the channel, then as always please consider subscribing, liking the video and sharing it with your friends. And if you want to support it even further, then consider a small donation through the Super Thanks button below the video. Thanks very much, and see you soon!